6 bits of dumb advice poor parents teach their kids. Do you belong to a poor family? If yes, then you must have heard some advice from your parents which is too dumb to consider because they have no strong base. You may get kicked around by following this advice. We will help you to know these things so you can stay far away from them. Parents are the only beings on earth who can love us unconditionally. They spend their whole life taking good care of us, providing for us, and loving us. They try with their whole might to make sure nothing hurts us and we don't get down by the hardships of this world. They give us advice based on their lifetime of experience, but sometimes they try to mold our lives according to their ideas. They don't do it intentionally, but by these actions they don't allow us the space required for growth and learning, and we don't get to learn new things. And we've seen that mostly poor parents give this type of advice. Here, in this video, we've collected some of the most common dumb pieces of advice that poor parents teach their kids. Number 1. Happiness comes with money. One of the dumb pieces of advice we get as kids of poor parents is that our happiness is linked to being rich. Parents, from the very beginning of our upbringing, start to tell us that if we want to live a happy life, then we must get rich. They tell us to achieve happiness through money, which is a wrong concept to live by. This way, we don't learn to appreciate the little things that adorn our lives daily. We don't feel the fresh breeze when we open our windows each morning. We don't savor the flavor of that omelet that we love. We don't feel happy when we catch our bus on time. We know being poor is tough, but to live our lives, we should rely on hope for betterment and live life while being grateful. People of great virtue say that happy minds make good decisions. Our parents don't teach us to be happy in our life. We don't need reasons to be happy when there is nothing bad to make us sad. Money does not bring happiness to our lives. It is we who can. If money could make us happy, then there would not be any millionaires in the world who would be sad. 2. Success is measured by your bank balance. Poor parents think that the definition of being successful relies on money. They advise us to make money so that we can be called successful people. The more money we make, the more successful we are. Because of this mindset, we're told to get good grades from the very beginning, because if we keep getting good grades, only then will we be rich. We're told to get an education just to make money. The only prime motive is to get knowledge so we can make money in the future. The more we study, the more we'll make money, and the more we'll be successful. But it's wrong to lead our lives in such a direction. Being successful has a different definition for each of us. Some of us may only want to live by our 9-to-5 job, while others may only want to live by working for their small business, and still others may aspire to be wealthy. We should pursue what we truly desire and achieve our goal. That is true success. 3. Superiority and inferiority. 80% of our younger generation is caught up in the fishnet of being either superior or inferior. Everyone is fighting to be better than others. But the question is, who taught us these concepts? Our parents did it. They incorporated these standards into our minds by which we measure our worth. We're taught to calculate our money to decide whether we are superior in this society or inferior. Our parents tell us at school, you should study more to make more money so you'll be considered superior to your peers. This kind of wrong advice has left us always feeling inferior in front of our colleagues and friends. We think that we're making less money than the other person, so we think they are superior to us. We start to judge each decision in our lives. We start to doubt ourselves. That makes us have a weak personality. Our parents think that they're motivating us by saying such things, but they don't realize that they are cultivating the seeds of an inferiority complex in our minds and hearts. That sticks with us for a long time in our lives. We should stop living according to these standards that are shaped by society. Our worth is not calculated by our money. Every being is worthy. We're not the ones to decide who is superior and who is inferior. Everyone has their standards of living, and what matters is who lives to fight for their own. 4. Getting a degree and not taking risks. Our parents always try to make our lives free of misery. In the long run, they do not allow us to explore new paths. Instead, they force us to run on a path that they have predetermined, a path that is secure and free of the risks of failure. This path is built on their own experiences, and they don't want us to make mistakes and waste our time. So they decide for us to study hard and get a degree because, according to them, those people who get a degree can secure their lives by getting a job and making a good living. And for this, they don't let us experiment with new things or new ways of making a living. For example, if a child expresses his desire to start a venture of his own, then his parents do not support this decision and just advise going a safer route and getting a degree to get a job. Though it's a good option to play safe, if a child wants to start his own business, then he should be allowed. You never know. Maybe that risky venture will make him a millionaire. 5. Only being a doctor or an engineer is prestigious. Our parents always seek acknowledgement from society and make us work hard to get into a profession that is considered prestigious by society. Being a doctor or an engineer is the only way to get respected by our parents and society. They won't let us pursue careers in the arts, fashion, technology, culinary, content creation, or sports because those fields aren't regarded favorably by the surrounding people. We're not advocating that being a doctor or engineer is not good. We're just saying that it's okay to like something else. Parents should encourage and have faith in their kids to live the dream they're interested in. They should not force us into such lives which will feel like a burden to us. For example, if you become a doctor because your parents think it's a better option, then you'll be a person wearing a white coat, but you'll never be happy treating your patients. Your heart will always belong somewhere else, and you will always long for that feeling of accomplishment. So don't worry about your parents and just try to live your dreams. They'll understand one day, and if you fail, then it's okay to fail. You can opt for something else. At least you'll not blame yourself for not trying. Number 6. Relations are everything. We have seen that mostly poor parents make their children think that their blood relations are very important. And that's a good thing. You should know about your relatives and you should care about them. But there should be a limit to it. We think most of you will agree that those relatives who always let you down, who do not care for you even though you always support them, then it's good to keep a distance from them. Our parents advise us to always support our brothers and sisters, but what if your brother is a drug addict and just keeps leeching off money from you and never tries to get better? Then what do you think is the best option to do? You should stop supporting them. You should rather focus on yourself. The bottom line. Well, these are just 6 pieces of advice we've mentioned. A short video is not enough to cover the influence of our parents. As you're now aware, try to ignore such advice and live your life as you want. This ends our video for today. Do tell us about the advice from your parents, which is even dumber than those we've mentioned. But before that, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We'll be back with a great video soon. Till then, we're signing off.